You know, all over the world, because we live in Jakarta or we live in urban settings, we don't really feel water crisis, or not very often that
At
we
least
experience.
for us.
At least for us in Jakarta, right? Or some people in Bali may. But you know, some areas in Indonesia are still very much grappling with clean water, or experiencing clean water crisis. Many parts of Indonesia's East Nusa Tenggara province have been suffering from clean water shortages for decades now.
No, and in an attempt to address this issue, our guest today has been encouraging the public to help provide water channels with the solar panel technology to areas still lacking access to clean water.
Yes, and that is why today we have the founder and the executive director of Solar Chapter, Mustika Wijaya, to talk about this. And who knows, we can actually replicate this technology all over Indonesia, or in the areas of Indonesia that are still experiencing water crisis. Good morning, Mustika.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting.
It's our pleasure. So we're very excited about Solar Chapter. So could you tell us what is Solar Chapter and what does it do to tackle the water crisis in some areas, especially in East Nusa Tenggara?
Yeah, let me bring you back to 2017. I was a college student and I was always wondering why certain areas have this basic need and some doesn't have, right? So I was thinking what we can contribute as a youth and developing rural areas.
Yes.
So we booked a flight back home ticket with other college students and traveled to Kupang, traveled to 6 hours away, really close to Timor-Leste. And then over there we see people need to walk 3-4 hours every day to have clean water.
That's crazy.
And it is unimaginable until you see it yourself, right?
Yes.
So our goal is simple. It's to, not really simple, is to end water crisis using clean energy, because we believe that walking down hours for water should not be passed down from generation to generation.
No.
Yeah, this is what we've been fighting for the past 6 years, and this is what why Solar Chapter started.
So how many villages or how many people's lives have you transformed with this technology?
So we have built 16 community-led solar powered pump systems. So more than 16,000 villages, 16,000 villagers do not need to walk hours for water.
Wow. So tell us how do you use the technology? I know that probably is going to be a little bit technical, but hopefully you can put it into sentences where people like us laymen can understand. So in the hopes that probably, more people can actually replicate the technology and bring access to clean waters to more people who are having water crisis.
So technically we utilize solar energy, the abundant resource in East Nusa Tenggara, to turn the power of the pump, right? And then from there we build housing for the pumping system in the water source. From there, the water pumped to the highest elevation of the village. And then we built the reservoir over there to store the water. From there, it's distributed to the public faucets that are available across the villages. So it's around 40 public faucets across the villages, and it's a communal use.
Okay, so people need to get to
maximum 3 minutes away from their home.
3 minutes away instead of 3 to 4 hours, right? Massive difference.
Now, can you give us an idea? Can you paint us an idea of what is East Nusa Tenggara like? Like, what's the rural area like? Like, why they have such difficulty to get clean waters? And how do you go about? How do you find oh, this is the place that we need to work on? Out of all the Indonesia is such a big country. How do you find out, oh, this is the one that we're gonna do?
Because I think the water problem in East Nusa Tenggara is the second in the province that needs access to clean water, and the water access is really limited. People need to walk hours for water, and sometimes it is hard to find one single water source in a village that is enough for everyone.
Yes.
Imagine in last month in Tafuli, we built a solar pump system that are as high as Monas. So imagine hiking Monas every day for a single trip of water. So we pump that as high as Mona, the elevation difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So to be able to, how do you run Solar Chapter? Because to be able to build what you've just said, to give access of clean water to the people who need it, you need money, right? So do you have investors or are you working with corporations being part of their CSR program, or can individual donate money to be able to be part of giving access?
So yeah, for the research and development,
Yeah.
we work a lot we get funds from grants.
Grants, right?
Last year we got funds from ADB and also Google.
Is that sustainable? Like, is that like forever? Or
It's
like
not-
Dana Abadi?
No, it's not forever, but for building the pumps,
Yeah.
we collaborated with the villagers. So they contribute sometimes like 1/3 of the cost, even half of the cost.
Right.
And the rest of the cost, we got it from crowdfunding and also from private partnerships. Our largest partnerships is with Marriott International this year, and we also get piping from Finilon,
Right.
solar panels from energy companies like Indica and also Cikarang Listrindo.
Wow.
So yeah,
So they give it for free.
yeah, they're giving for free. So
Wow.
I hope like more private companies actually care about this issue.
Yes.
And deliver solutions to the most needed one.
I'm sorry, can you give me an idea of like how much will it cost to actually build one of this system?
Good question.
From us, it's around $30,000, and from the villagers, it's gonna be like another $20,000 or $15,000. Yeah.
So we're talking about like almost 50,000 US dollars to
Yeah,
build
it's
one of this system.
50,000.
And then one system can provide water for like 1,000 villagers.
It's around 1,000
if,
villages.
So if you it's 16, so you already hit 16.
Yes.
Are there still many like places, villages that still have this kind of problem?
Still thousands of the villages.
In East Nusa Tenggara only, or all over Indonesia?
Yeah, in East Nusa Tenggara, I believe.
No, have you been to East Nusa Tenggara?
No.
It's very rocky and dry for some reason. I thought it will be different. I mean, I only been to Bajo, but
Right.
again.
Oh, yeah. I've been
It's,
to
it's
Bajo.
like a high.
My
high-
geography is bad, sorry. Yeah.
You remember like going up
Yeah,
elevation? So
yeah.
I guess like to get to the source of the water, you have to drill
Really deep.
Really deep,
which is-
yes.
If you mention Mona's height,
Yeah.
so we're talking about like 100 meters.
120 meters, yes.
Yeah, so
The elevation difference. And I remember the first time I went to Umut Nana, I met a girl who was almost the same age as me.
Yes.
She needed to stop going to school during her second grade because her mother was sick, her father left the family. So in order for her sister to go to school, she walked 5 hours every day for the family water needs, sacrificing her education. So it's a real
Wow.
issue
Are we-
for education.
It's a complex
are we talking about just
issue.
like small villages, or are we seeing this like in like the Sumba, or are we seeing it in Kupang, or is we see it in
Yeah,
anywhere?
we
Bajo?
also see it in the near Kupang and Sumba area, even like 1.5 hours from Labuan Bajo.
Wow.
It's very common then.
It
There's, like,
is
this,
very
huh?
common, yes.
I'm
Right.
interested, I mean, what you said was a personal story of that girl. But for you to fight for this mission, there must be something also personal for you that makes you how you are, who you are, and fighting for a certain cause. Can you tell us what was your personal story that made you feel that, hey, I want to help people have access to clean water because it is important? What happened to you personally?
So I think since I was a kid, I always went to like, my family bring me to rural areas, so I kind of know why. I kind of keep asking like, why this area have this and why it's not, right? So that's my personal stories. But I think throughout the years, for these 6 years, I've seen a lot of stories
Yes.
of this clean water impact.
Yeah.
Not only the problem, but the impact, and that's what makes me keep going.
What are the impacts that keeps you going?
Yeah, so it's not only the time savings, right? The villagers use the water to farm in their backyard. So they farm vegetables, and they even creating a fish pond, you know, and they sell this to the market, the nearby market. And we see that based on annual impact, the income increased by 121%.
Whoa.
Yeah, from $18 per month to $38 per month.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Per household.
Right.
So, and the most touching one is last August. I came back to Umut Nana village. I met Mama Johanna. She's really excited. Come to my garden. And I went to her garden. I remember she pointed to the garden and said, because of this, I can send my kid to university in Malang.
Wow.
So those stories is only one, but we have like thousands of that, you know?
Wow.
How clean water changed their lives after 6 years.
Yes.
How it creates climate resilience for them. So yeah, it's just one stories.
Yeah.
We're talking about education, talking about hygiene.
Yeah.
So I think it's building throughout the time. It's not only like one click moment for me.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
So you were studying abroad. Why water? Like what were you studying? Like why you was that like, oh, I'm gonna help with the water. Like you could help, let's say.
Water is life. C'est la vie.
There is a lot of problem, but we need to choose one.
Yes.
But I was studying electrical engineering at that time and really interested about solar energy. Like,
Oh, that's okay.
how solar energy can improve people's life, can light people's life. And after some Google research, and it comes up like water pumping system.
Okay.
And then we book flight ticket back home and just like do it.
That's amazing. So, okay, clearly, the more people are part of this beautiful and kind and impactful project, the better, right?
Right.
So, if we want to help you in all forms, like providing pipes or providing the solar panels or giving money,
Or your time?
or our time, even volunteering, building, or doing whatever. I mean, how can we do that with you? How can we contact you, and what the process will be like?
So definitely the most important is sharing this issue, because like every time I talk like, oh, do people still walk hours for water? Yes, the answer, right? So sharing this issue is really important. You can check out our social media, Instagram, at Solar Chapter, to share the news. And you can also visit our website to donate, to discuss.
Oh, nice.
And next month we are opening recruitment for youth. So if you're youth and you want to contribute for this issue, feel free to apply, definitely.
What
That's
is youth?
great.
Am I youth?
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
Yes, you are. You're what? 17, right?
No, I'm 40. I'm
Oh,
so
there.
sure you
You're
know that.
40 years young. There. Everyone from all ages can definitely get involved. So you only have one social media for the information, which is at Solar Chapter on Instagram. Do you have websites?
Yeah, www.solarchapter.com.
Okay, there you go. Well, thank you so much, Mustika, for sharing with us. I think this is, well, we all think that this is an amazing project. Hopefully this will go on and on and on, because water is indeed life, and everybody has the right to have access to clean water. Thank you, Mustika.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, guys, we're up for another short break. In the meantime, don't forget to follow our social media accounts. And if you haven't already done so, we're on Instagram, x.com, and YouTube at CToday News. Stay tuned.
Thank you so much.